Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
Oh!
Hi.
Oh my
Oh
goodness!
my gosh. I didn't see you there. It's
can't
crazy.
believe it's been 1 week since we last played, and
Wow.
It has been a week.
It has been actually a week.
Has it actually been a week this time?
Yep.
It has actually been a week.
Let's
It's
go.
not like it's not other times.
No, it is definitely
Yeah.
not almost Christmas in 4 days. So
It's
No.
always a week.
it's always a week.
It's always been a week, Zach.
Yeah.
Johnny, did you say at the very beginning of this, I'm teething?
No.
I could have sworn that I heard you say I'm teething.
I
Oh.
didn't say
Oh,
that at all.
no.
Okay.
Like, not even.
Oh no.
Okay.
I just said I
no.
didn't see you there.
This is an excellent,
This is
excellent
all
opportunity.
Great start,
to
gang.
gaslight.
You alright?
This
It's
is
a good thing
already.
Of everything that I choose to
couldn't let it
gaslight
go.
about.
Oh my
Right.
You sound crazy. I would never say
You sound
that.
crazy right now. It's,
Wow.
I don't think I've ever said
Anyway.
those words before.
Write that down. Write that down. I'm
Sorry.
teething.
Timestamp. Well, thank you all so
Oh,
much
man.
for joining us on this fun-filled, happy ending. I'm sure is going to be coming right around the corner adventure.
Totally fine.
This is exciting. This is our what? Maybe 5th episode? I can't
It's our
remember what it is.
episode.
It is. It is the.
It's our
5th
episode.
episode. I
Episode number
definitely been
of the
keeping
episode.
track.
It's my second episode. I don't know how that impacts your frame of remembering.
It doesn't help at all.
There you go.
Because
think
I
that
forgot you weren't here the entire time. My brain just
This is-
automatically.
I've got one of those
inserted-
faces where people assume
I
I've
think
always been
this is
present.
fourth.
This is.
I think it's the
It-
5th.
It may
I
be
was
the
thinking
4th or
fifth.
5th.
Because
I
I did
think
one last
fifth.
time.
Wait, no, we did 4
We
before
did-
Charm joined.
Okay,
Are you
and
sure
then
this is
so this
six?
is 6.
4?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
6. Well,
I thought
whatever
it
it
was
is,
somewhere in
we're
there.
glad you're here. I'm sure
We're
it'll
here.
say and probably in the description. So whatever the title says, there we go.
Hey, look.
Case closed.
Case, it's right down there.
Yeah, the
Make sure you
title-
smash the like
right
button
there.
Right
while
there,
you're doing that.
where it says Johnny's teething. Right,
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, thank you again for watching and joining in with us. I think we're going to hop right into it. I don't think we've got any major announcements because
I'm hopping.
time is different
Right.
where we're in right now and what you're
Time
watching
does
this
not
in.
exist.
Wow, you're really killing it.
I'm
There's a
so
store.
good at talking. God.
Time is
I feel like-
different where
I feel
we're
like
in
you're
right
trying
now.
to set up having an alibi for a crime you're committing later. That's what this comes off as, like trying to establish the loosest.
I have this
still
newspaper
viable
that says
alibi.
I'm here.
Oh,
Whatever
man.
time is being debated in court.
Oh,
TLG has a store. Go to it.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, hey,
pretty
yeah.
The
cool.
store.
that'd be pretty cool of
Go
you.
see what's hip hop happening because we don't know.
Yeah, it's true. We don't know.
Hip
Tell us about it in the
happening.
comments below.
Is
Tell
that the
us
new
what's
thing?
going on
Is
in
that
the
your new
store.
thing? Is hip hop
Please,
happening?
I hate
Don't.
That's it. That's your whole thing
Give me-
now.
Am
But
I
I
still
feel like-
alive in the future? I don't know.
I don't want to be the hip hop happening girl.
You're the hip hop happening person.
No.
That's how it goes.
Hip hop
You
happening.
said it.
Hold on.
It's over.
Oh, well, with all our hip hop happenings in order, what do you say we just jump right into it?
Oh!
Ah!
Oh! Oh my gosh! I can't believe you just said that.
I know. I just
Wow.
laid it out
we
there.
can, I guess, if you want.
We can. When last we left off, our intrepid heroes were returning to the town square of Havensford to inform the sheriff, a half-orc named Maeve, about their findings at the Bright Hood estate. They had encountered, or they had heard, rumors and reports of some sort of commotion, some kind of racket going on one of the larger farms to the north of the city. And upon investigation found a large troll-like creature and a child seemed to be with it as well.
child.
The child. I nearly choke on myself. The party opting for more of a non-violent approach, attempted diplomacy, and though there was a strong language barrier, managed to overcome most of that, and at the very least communicate a vague notion of peace and friendship. Returning to the town and reporting to Maeve, the party kind of basically took the night off to tend to their own personal lives and to themselves. And when returning home and having heart-to-heart with her mother and her younger brother, we had Babushka and Lenore visiting in on Millie, the recent widow. I'm not sure if fiance, widow, I'm not sure if that counts, but the fiance...
it's Fido.
Sure.
Newly single lady.
Newly single lady through the loss of her fiance. Someone who should, by all rights, be upset, was instead very positive, and after a bit of kind of investigating and discussion and some really good magic on Lenore's end, it became clear that some sort of magic had taken root in Millie's mind and was preventing her from experiencing the sorrow and the sense of loss. And all they really got out of that was that she made a deal with a being in a dream that offered to take her pain at seemingly no cost. She agreed to it. And that is pretty much all they got out of that, with Millie being too distraught from the newly unlocked emotions. Olus took the night to explain to Madeline the proper procedures of taking care of a horse, in which case she was actually very familiar, but Olus was kind enough to make sure she was very familiar. We had Simon returning to the temple and finding a woman there at her wit's end as well, begging for the nightmares to stop, and she was desperate to get some rest and she couldn't sleep. And with a quick bit of magic, Simon managed to extract all of the fear out of her, and she seemed to immediately feel the sense of release and passed out right then and there in Simon's arms, and has continued to be asleep ever since. And last but not least, we had Davum, who on the way home back into the town, as I was kind of explaining some things, touched his sword and seemingly went into some sort of like seizure, some sort of episode that quickly passed, but clearly left him a little shook up, a little rattled. And he decided he needed to return home for the night in order to kind of process what he just experienced and to kind of think on some things and sleep on it, but clearly a little shook up. However, the night passed without major incident for the party, and morning comes, and that is where we find ourselves today. So, my friends, my family, my intrepid heroes, you wake up in your respective homes. The day is yours. You will once again probably be needing to meet up with Maeve, and I believe there was discussion of traveling northeast to try to determine what exactly this shadow is and why it's spreading. But the day is yours. Is there anything anyone would like to do at the start?
Could I have clarity if Millie went back to her kind of happy, blissful state after the rune ended, or if she continued to be distraught?
Yes. With your rune lasting about 20 minutes, once the 20 minutes were up, her mood continued. It seems that whatever effect was on her, be it through your magic or some other means, it is gone now, and she was distraught the entire night. I believe you stayed with her the whole night. You would have been up for a time before she finally fell asleep, in the wee early morning hours, still very upset and just kind of that post-crying state, just that exhaustion finally taking. As you wake in the morning, she is still asleep right now, but she did remain affected, or rather unaffected, by her bargain, it seems. Anyone else?
I would like to have gotten to the temple and on the hope of informing the others what had just occurred, and then if there was a precedence for alarm or rest, to pursue alarm action or rest after that with the input of the other party members, who at the very least, the one I know is at the temple, which is Simon.
Sure. So arriving at the temple, Simon, you wake up in the morning as per your normal schedule, and your guest is still asleep. Harriet Freeman. For
yeah.
those.
Simon had like fallen asleep at some point in the chair he was like waiting up in, and just getting up, kind of like, clearing the sleep out and just going about the morning, getting ready, checking on her. She just seems to be asleep.
She still seems to be asleep. At this point, I imagine it's been close to probably at this point 18-ish hours she has been asleep. As I assume too, you've been checking on her periodically, and all seems normal. She just seems to be utterly exhausted.
Sure. So, is Babushka coming in? Is that what's happening?
Yes. As you kind of get through your morning rituals, there's a knock on the temple as the door swings open, and Babushka, you arrive.
Yes, Babushka steps in with her fur cloak pulled tight, huge ass Pavis shield slung over her back, crossbow hanging from the 3-point sling, and she walks in and kind of assesses everything, content that the temple is a place that, as she had hoped, a restful sanctuary. She will move in, making a point to tap her walking stick as audibly as she can to announce her presence to those who don't want to be surprised. She's walked in on too many a priest doing strange things.
No strange things here. Good morning, he says.
Good morning. Did you have an ordinary night?
Well, no, actually, far from it. A woman was here when I arrived. She was mad with some kind of grief or fear. She's resting now. She slept through the night. And Inwin was here as well. But
it's not good. We, Lenore and I, had quite the ordeal ourselves. Lenore has proven herself to be quite a capable weaver of magic, and we were trying to ascertain, I should say, the mental health of dear Millie, was it?
Yes.
yeah,
Millie. And in doing so, discovered there was something awry. Lenore casted some magic to ease her mind, free it of any such effects of distress, and in doing so, it looks like severed the sort of mind control or puppeteering of an unknown source that the woman claims a visitor in her dreams made a deal with her, offering her, should she not feel her grief, her pained emotions of losing her fiancé, and the woman from this sleep realm held great sway and power over her, to the point where Lenore and I had to restrain Millie from going to the kitchen and doing harm to herself or others. Last I checked, Lenore had it under control, but as the group's spiritual leader, I wanted to confer with you.
well, that's certainly distressing, but if Lenore was able to calm her, that's, well, I guess calm is the wrong thing to say. To end whatever it was, that's the best we can hope for, I guess. I
Nice sentiments, exactly.
spiritual leader might be a little bit strong.
Nonsense. Nonsense. You have a unique position tending to the souls of those. And do I notice the sleeping woman, or is she leave?
She would be in like a separate room.
Okay. In that case, I just say, you have the qualities of a good ale. You hit hard. You leave a warm feeling inside for others. And for those who embrace your teachings, they are often not sober until the morning after, when the wisdom hits hardest.
I've never been compared to an ale before, but
How about a tall glass of water?
thank you. Well, we should probably rejoin everyone. I would like to let Maeve know that Harriet is here, and
The woman who came last night.
yeah, she's still asleep in the other room. I'm sure her husband is worried about her, so we should best get on.
I suppose, if you don't mind, if whatever's on the way, I'd like to join you. We could confer with Lenore to make sure she's all right. I mean, she used quite the impressive array of magic. Back in my day, we didn't have all these flashy spells. A swift kick and a stern look usually did the trick.
I think that still gets along pretty well these days, in the right circumstance.
And where you kick.
I'm sure that has an effect too. But
all right. I'll be waiting outside, so I don't interrupt what semblance of peace you've catered here. You don't need an old badger of a woman alarming anyone waking up here.
Well, the doors are always open for anyone, to be clear. But I'll be out in a moment.
Very good.
Then we'll just get all our stuff together and join the Busha out.
Of course. The meantime, Inwin, as you wake up in the morning, your mother's already up and at them. Theo is already scampered off somewhere to probably get dirty. Is there anything you would like to say to your family before you head out? It appears Inwin is overcome with another fit of sleep as they curl back up into bed.
I'm so sorry, my headphones literally just died.
That's quite all right.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, essentially. I don't know if you want to role play at all, but she would like to have a hard conversation with her mother.
Of course. About?
She's gonna kind of like sit at the extra large kitchen table that has been sitting here to accommodate generations of this family for generations. And look at her mom and I have to go out into the woods, but it's not like that. Not
What is
like
it, then?
not like my brothers and not like Dad. Maeve is asking us to go. And I have to go because it's the right thing to do. And because maybe there'll be answers there, and whatever called out to Dad isn't talking to me. I'm not going out for the same reasons that they went. And I want you to know that I have to go, but it's going to be different. And I'm going to have people with me. 5 others.
Well, I guess you got to do what you've got to do.
I'm coming back.
And if you don't, what should I tell Theo?
You won't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Davin's coming too. He's really capable. You know him. And Olis. Olis is coming. And Simon. And Lenore. It's not just like we're traipsing out into the woods.
Okay. If you say so.
I can bring back some special flowers.
I'd settle for just you.
Please don't be angry.
I'll only be angry if you don't come back.
I'm coming back. Do you believe me?
I believe that you believe you when you say that.
I'm
Some
coming.
things aren't entirely in our control, though. Be careful.
I will. I'm gonna be smart. I'm not guided by crazy dreams.
Okay.
I'll just kind of tentatively stand and move toward her. Do I get the sense she'd be open to me hugging her?
It's your mother. I don't think there's ever been a point where she has not wanted a hug from you. I mean, you're her kid. You can just tell this isn't anger or being even necessarily upset. This is like watching one of her last kids go off to war. This is the worst news she could have possibly received today.
I'll just pull her close and smell her hair. And turn and like, I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Edwin.
How long was the journey gonna be?
From what you basically learned from the troll, it's about 4 days out. So 4 days out, do however long it takes to do whatever you're doing, then 4 days back. So a minimum of 8 days.
I'll see you in not more than 2 weeks.
Okay.
And she's gonna turn and head out. And stop by the Twin Fern house to collect Davin.
Sure.
And check.
Absolutely. As you head down the street, just a little ways down, there's a knock as Davin. You rise in the morning, kind of going through a few morning rituals before there's a knock. If there's anything you would like to do prior to N1's arrival.
Yeah. I think his morning is something that he takes a lot slower today.
Sure.
I think he's very I think he feels very detached, but he's very intentional about all of the things he's doing because he's a little worried that maybe just doing things out of habit might trigger something else or do something else. So he actually, I think, interacts with his family a lot more than he usually would. I think he's been feeling like a lot of like wanderlust lately, and so
Sure.
he's kind of just like been a little distant. But this morning, I think he takes the time to talk with everyone and help make breakfast and things like that. And I think as the morning moves on, he would actually excuse himself out. I wrote in my backstory, but it hasn't become relevant until now. I wrote that his family keeps bees,
Sure.
and
I love it.
and so I think he would go out and like start interacting with those few morning bees starting to wake up and things like that. So I think he's out in the pasture, like in the yard near the apiary, doing that kind of thing.
Of course. As go ahead.
No, just as
Sure.
someone kind of approaches Nox, I think she would catch him.
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
The, out the side of her eye.
Yeah, and when you absolutely see Devon is out amongst the bees and the various hives as you make your way.
Without his sword, without any armor, just a normal morning. Oh,
Are they in a good mood?
they seem a little sleepy, but they're starting to get awake.
She'll kind of hop the
Slides
fence and come over.
He kind of like takes a couple of steps back from the apiary and looks at you. Goes, I think this is the last normal morning we're gonna have for a long time.
Mine was yesterday. Enjoy it. We don't have to talk about anything. How's the family?
Good. I haven't told them about things. I think I don't know if I'm ready to talk about what happened. It was weird.
It was weird. We were worried about you.
I don't know how to approach big, heavy things sometimes. So forgive me, but I'm gonna try and say it kind of straight.
That's the best way to
I did not make the sword that I use. No one we know did. I don't know where it came from, really. I guess there's a morning I remember walking, and then I was someplace else. And
someplace
there,
else.
big white holes and flowing feathers and people flying around, glowing.
Like something out of a story.
Yeah, I thought it was a hallucination or something. So, but I lived like a whole life there. It felt like years, felt like more. But when I blinked, I was back, walking the street in the morning, but I had the sword from that vision.
So you lived years of your life somewhere
That's what
else.
it felt like. That's the. I don't
Did you meet
don't
any?
even know if it was real. The only thing that like kind of lends itself to the idea is like that the sword is here, right?
It has to be. Did you meet anyone while you were there?
Lots of very righteous men.
I think if you're not opposed this is something that everyone should hear? Or do you want to tell just me?
I'm not sure. I think that what happened yesterday happened because of the sword, and this time when I blinked, I wasn't in a place with white glowing walls. I was in like a fog, just voices everywhere, and hell, all of it was confusing, but it felt like something was trying to reach me and it just couldn't. So I'm a little...
Like it was the same place? But wrong? Like a dream turned into a nightmare?
No, it was utterly different. It was completely separate.
Hmm.
It was I can't even call it a waste because there wasn't really like dirt and rocks and things, right, that you would expect. It's just emptiness. So I don't know what's happening. And I was inclined to think that nothing real was actually happening. But if I did what everyone said, if I, you know, if that's how I'm reacting to this thing, maybe it's not good. And I can't have it happen, you know, when in the middle of a dark forest, when I have to keep my eye on you and make sure you don't go traipsing about. And
Or maybe it's all related. Maybe someone that you met on the other side or wherever you went. Maybe they can help.
I don't know. I hope so, but every single person I met when I was in that place seemed to be really interested in not interfering, whatever that means. So,
Like gods.
kind of. They seem like people like describe like these stories of like angels and things. It's kind of what it looked like. And you know, before Simon, there was this idea that you know, we don't have a lot of religion here, but like, you know, the white holes and the fancy places and, you know, heavenly.
Right.
It was so spot on for what I had heard that I genuinely thought it was a dream that I'd conjured myself, because it was just exactly everything I'd heard.
That must have
And
been awful. To live years there and then have to swallow them. That must have been hard.
it's weird because I don't feel the same, but I think I knew that if I started acting too different, then people would
But
ask.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm ready to answer those questions. So I'm still me, but I haven't been me for a few months.
A
Right?
few years ago, I was tying my hair in braids for my first sweetheart dance. A few years of your life ago, you were traipsing in holes with angels. What's this town going to?
I kind of was excited to come to just live here for a few months. You know, crazy sword or not, it was quiet again, and I missed it. So
We're gonna get it back. We're gonna fix this. Everything that's been going wrong.
I hope so. There's an itch in the back of my mind that just says that what we're about to do is just the beginning of something. And I don't think I'm angry about it, but I am apprehensive.
Well, the sooner we start, the sooner we get to the end.
Indeed.
Nothing to it but to do it.
Here I'm talking about myself. You're about to enter the woods for the first time, eh? So,
I'm trying not to think about that too much.
alright. I've
It'll
got
be
you.
fine. It has to. That's all there is to it.
I've got you.
Hmm?
I've got you.
And I've got you.
Okay.
You ready?
I don't know if there is already, but sure. Had a good breakfast. Nice honey on toast.
You need some help?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
we
She's
always
gonna
make more
grab
than
a
enough.
rock.
Yeah.
And she's gonna throw the rock at one of the bees.
Ah!
One of like the bee houses.
Wait. No. You don't have to. Oi.
That is one way to do it.
You could probably die from a bee sting in this game. Just to here.
Let's roll the dice.
Everything's
You
better
could
for
definitely
the
die from
bees.
a
Trying to upset the
beehive.
bees and make the bees chase us onto the road.
Sure. After literally kicking the hornet's nest, or the
No.
bee's nest, you get a bunch of rather lovely little bees, all upset, and chase you down the road as you head further into town to meet up with the rest of the party. In the
Laughing
meantime,
the whole way.
oh yeah, as you can hear and occasionally feel the bees chasing you for a good block or two. In the meantime, Olus, as you stir for the morning and go through your morning regiment, is there anything you would like to do in preparation prior to leaving town?
I don't know if Olus. Sorry, excuse me. I don't know if Olus ever figured out what time Madeline was going to be coming.
She would have just said early in the afternoon, I believe. There would have only been a few hours between her duties with Lenore and then coming over to check.
So he'll just do all the morning stuff for the last time. As the sun rises, he takes the horses out, and while they're out, he does a quick little workout in the field, some squats and push-ups and stuff like that. Just kind of gets a little limber.
Yeah.
He's shirtless the entire time he's working with the horses.
Of course he is.
Just so everybody knows.
Oh, of course.
Is there like a
And-
crowd around the fence watching?
You definitely notice, Olus, that there are more than a few lingering eyes as people go about their morning business. There's a few eyes that aren't opposed to seeing a hunky Triton such as yourself working out.
It really warms my heart to see how much people love the horses here in this town, Such majestic creatures.
Whose horse is that?
So he's gonna go through that, and then finally kind of get all his stuff on and begin heading out towards the door. And he stops as he's leaving, thinking for a second, and he turns back and he grabs his work in progress oaths, and tucks it into his bag.
As you grab the oaths off of the table, beneath the sheet that you've been working on, you find 3 copper.
Oh. He keeps... Okay. He just takes the coppers and puts them in his pocket. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna see if there's anything in here.
Yeah, give me a wisdom check if you would, please.
Kerplowsers.
Yeah. Yeah, so taking these copper and just kind of glancing around, you know your home quite well, as it is your home. And off in the corner, you see a shadow that seems out of place as you glance over, and there's a vaguely tiny, probably 4 to 5 inch tall humanoid shadow off in the corner.
Is it looking at me?
With a 21 secondary, it looks like it seems to be facing you. There's no facial features
Okay.
to speak of, but you can't help but get the feeling that it is looking at you, just judging from the orientation of the shadow.
Okay. Olus is gonna kind of take his sword off of his hip and just put it on the table, and take a knee. And he's gonna say, "Hey there. Um, I don't mean any harm. I just want to know why you keep giving me pennies. I'm assuming it's you. Maybe that's not right, but I mean, you're the out of place thing here, you know?"
The head kind of cocks to the side as what was previously just this solid humanoid shape. Two holes appear, as if like two little holes in the shadow forming eyes kind of appear.
I'm not gonna hurt you or anything like that. I don't know. I want to meet you.
And then the hole in where a mouth would be appears as like a smile.
I'm not gonna ask you to come out of your hiding place if you're like comfortable there, but like, you know, if you want to stay here and keep the place warm, that's fine. The horses like the company, I'm sure. Unless you're gonna like hurt them or something, then like that would be uncool. But like, yeah. I guess this is like my house, but you're more than welcome to stay if you want.
So the smile seems to get a little bigger. It turns, and from like kind of between two of the floorboards, and you see it reach down and it pulls up another copper, and it puts it on its side and it pushes and rolls the copper over towards you.
I'm gonna catch it.
As it
All right.
then gives you a little wave before the shadow dissipates.
I feel like that interaction went super well. So I'm gonna add 4 more copper.
You may add 4 copper to your funds. Getting flush.
Make that money. He's gonna start setting out and then stop, and then turn back one more time and just break off a piece of like hard tack from his pack and leave it on the table as he leaves.
Okay. Leaving the hardtack, you turn, gather your things, and head out into town to meet with the rest. And finally, Lenore. As morning approaches, Millie seems to still be asleep currently on her couch. As you have spent the night there, woken up a little stiff from sleeping over, not in your own bed. But the day is yours. Is there anything you wish to do before you head out?
Does Millie live alone, or it's with her family, right?
She does. She lives with her mother and father.
Probably would leave a note for her parents. Just laying out actually the situation exactly for what it is. And Millie's not going to get to have secrets. Yeah, with that, kind of check to make sure that there might be some food and things in the kitchen. And if they're good with that, then go to her house to get supplies, for the fact that they would be traveling soon, getting crossbow, halberd, all of her things, checking on her animals, and making sure Madeline knows that she's going to be kind of caretaking for the next few weeks, and then would be heading out to kind of rejoin with the group.
Sure. As you come in, Madeline greets you. Did you get ready? She said, I know you're heading out, but a quick question. What do you think of Olus?
I think Olus has a great heart.
That's like what someone says before they say something not so great.
Yep, you're really smart, and you know exactly what that means. He is a great caretaker with the horses, and he has a lot of potential, and there's a lot of things that people with really good hearts can do in society.
Yeah. Like,
Don't think too much about it.
no, it's just kind of weird because he's like, okay, like, he's kind of cute, right? So, like, kind of cute, but, like, he asked me to take care of his horses. Or the stables, I guess. I don't know. They're not his horses. I don't know. He was making a big deal. But, like, I told him I knew how to take care of horses, but he spent, like, a long time explaining how to take care of horses, even though, like, I said that? Does he do that with people? Does he repeat? Is that just what, like, he does? Like,
So, you know, when you're really good looking, a lot of times people don't, they just kind of go with it. He has a good heart and he's really attractive, so nobody's really gonna be like, you don't need to do that. But
I mean,
yeah, he
yes.
also, he really cares about the horses and he wanted to make sure they were good, and he probably didn't understand that you were fully capable and knowledgeable about how to take care of them. But I had actually recommended that like you take care of the animals here and that you would be good to take care of them while we're traveling.
Well, thanks. Like, yeah, he paid, like, a good deal up front. Like, I don't think he knows how much it costs to take care of a horse. But that's totally fine. I'm happy to accommodate.
Hopefully that means he's being overpaid for his work as well, which, you know, it could be. Like, people could be tipping him just because he's nice and friendly and, you know, people want to be his friend. But yeah, if you wanted to be his friend, or, you know, if you just wanted to get
like,
more, he probably...
I mean, like, I wouldn't be opposed if you gave him, like, my sending stone number or something like that. Like... I'm just saying, like, don't make it seem like I'm that interested, but, like, you know, like, if he talks about me, like, you know.
Yeah, you know, when we get back, you could always ask him if he'd want to, like, get something to drink for you all to go over, you know, how the horses were while we were away.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him to Ollie's, and I'm going to then sit him down, and I'm going to tell him everything I know about fighting, and I'm going to start just kind of going on about that and see how he responds to that. Like, really flip the whole paradigm on him.
I would love for you to do that.
Okay. I gotta figure out how to learn how to fight and talk about this stuff, though, because I don't know how to do that. Okay, anyway.
You got a few weeks to learn. And actually, Maeve is looking to be teaching people fighting. So I know that you're going to be doing some caretaking, but also I think while we're away, there should be some pretty strong opportunities here for you to learn that if you want to be able to teach Ola something when he gets back.
I am so doing that. I am absolutely going to blow his mind.
Well, that'll be a small explosion, but I believe in you.
You are mean.
I had a really long night. I'm tired.
Oh, well, I hope your trip goes well. I'll take care of everything here. Don't worry.
I trust you. You're going to do great, and you'll be a great fighter, too.
I know. She runs off, begins tending to the animals. As you gather your things, eventually the party, tending to their own personal matters, eventually gathers, and you all meet up now around probably 9:30, 10 in the morning in the city square as you all are prepping to head out. The party reunited. Is there anything you all wish to discuss or take care of before you set off northeast into the Wooded Vale?
Hey guys, I have a confession.
Okay.
I think I'm a landlord now.
Oh,
I know. It happened accidentally.
What happened?
How do you become?
Oh, well, I was in my house getting ready to leave this morning, and I was collecting all of my things, and there was like a little guy in my house. There was like a little guy made of shadows in my house.
Shadow fairies.
Wait, hold the hell on. You saw a little shadow guy?
Yeah, he was in my house, and I kind of
I
kneeled
s-
down. I told him he could stay.
I saw one outside Wayne's house the other night.
Shadow fairies. This is what I
Yeah.
was talking about.
Shadow fairies.
Did we talk about this?
Yeah, they sneak in your
Vaguely.
ears and steal your dreams.
Well, it's unclear what they actually do other than potentially leave pennies. So they're paying rent, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he gave me rent. Yeah, I think that's the pennies. I think the pennies have been rent.
Aren't we supposed to like not trust fairies or something?
But he's
What
so
do you
little.
mean they get in your dreams?
That's just the stories. They crawl into your ears and they eat your dreams out.
Huh?
I don't like that.
That's not like real, right? Is
Well, I have heard some stories.
oh hi, I
But-
don't believe we've met now. Just kidding.
Oh, sweet Davum, young boy.
Hi,
Yeah, they go
Is-
and they lick your brain.
how's it
And
going,
they lick
Bobby?
all the dreams out of the little crevices in your brain.
It's good. I'm trying a difficult comparison. We had a young lady who struggled with something in her dreams, and now we're talking about creatures who are confirmed to, at the very least, be present in this very town and have a mythos of taking dreams,
And paying rent.
paying for dreams.
Well, if they're paying for the dreams, then like they can. It's like buying a pear. If I go to the store and I buy a pear and I eat it, is that like a bad thing?
I wish
Well,
you'd
I
buy
think
a
that-
pear.
I think that both parties are consenting is the key there.
I've heard about this thing called capitalism.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've got to destroy it.
Adds
like
to
I'm gonna need
oaths.
Destroy capitalism. The salamander knight is now the communist salamander
I
knight.
feel like the
The
workers
people's
just
salamander.
seize the means of
The
production.
people's salamander knight.
Comrade Salamander.
Yeah, we could talk to our chief and expert in
Oh,
seizing
Comrade.
Davum.
Just like fully, he's like fully immersed in like Marxism.
Yeah.
Animal reads Animal Farm once, and
He's
Oh,
living
man.
Animal Farm.
This is his new personality.
The bourgeoisie.
Oh.
That's what's controlling us.
Do we get like filled in on Millie and
Yeah.
Okay.
Lenore, especially
Yeah.
with everything coming up with the dreams, would share everything.
Well, I don't think that the shadow fairies appear as beautiful women, so maybe it's different. But
maybe the Shadow Fairies serve this beautiful woman.
There's beautiful women is the only part that I really heard. So
There's many creatures who can make themselves look like beautiful women, young Davin, my boy. Do not be fooled.
all right. You know what? I probably can't tell the difference. I'll just let you shout it out. All right. That's probably pretty good, yeah.
Well, as long as we're talking about it. Last night, Harriet Freeman was in the temple as well, and she was mad with grief or fear or something, and seems to, maybe it's connected to what Millie went through as well. Some kind of voice. She told me about voices, I think. I calmed her, but
Well,
she fell asleep immediately.
so he'll like very hesitantly like look at Wen, just like. So speaking of voices, you know how yesterday you all told me that I like fully like fidgeted or whatever.
Oh, you like fully passed out. You were like,
You were on the
Right.
ground. Yeah.
Right, sure. That's not what I saw.
Well, yes, you
And-
wouldn't have seen yourself on the ground.
Right. So I'm not good at talking about this, but I was in an endless, featureless waste of fog. And there
Okay.
were voices of all kinds. Some of them were yours, some of them were... I got the impression they were from someplace else, and felt like something was trying to reach out to me and just couldn't. So, so if this beautiful woman is responsible for this, I'd really, I'd like to give her a piece of my mind, actually.
My mom told me that the night before my dad disappeared, he said that he'd been having dreams, that the forest was calling to him.
A lot of voices and dreams going on.
I bet it's all tied to that forest.
When you'll have to excuse me, but how long since your father disappeared?
It has been about a year now. A year, 2 days ago. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
I guess it could be connected. That seems like quite a long time between then and now.
But if this thing has been around since then why are like zombies and stuff only attacking now?
I guess that's kind of the other side of what I mean.
Maybe it's a confidence thing.
Maybe it was getting stronger. Maybe
Yeah.
it's slowly been having these shadow creatures going into homes. I haven't seen them and I haven't found any money. So, like, what if people are finding coins as they're taking up their homes and it's been taking time for them to spread throughout the village?
What if the coins are permission? What if by taking the coins, that's how they get you?
Oh, I've been taking like a ton of coins.
I'm gonna walk to Olus and grab
Olus.
his face, and I'm gonna look into his eyes and look for like shit.
Olus,
You
can I
got weird
see
shit in your
coins?
eyes?
Make a wisdom check.
You got pink eye? What you got going on?
What's going on in there?
Olus, can I
There's
see
no thoughts in that head.
the coins?
The eyes, you see
Yeah?
that one eye
Yeah?
just start to slightly go off to the other side. Before.
You see a piece of bread standing up and then it just falls over.
Your imaginations of my mind are an enigma.
Milk.
Especially
I-
green, but no weird shit yet.
No, I don't think there's any weird shit. And Babushka, here, I pull out the coins. There's, how many of them are there now? There's a lot of them. They were like multiplying at one point.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna assess the historical, geographical relevance or geopolitical relevance of these coins to isolate, like, if the person who's brought these coins to the fairies or the fairies themselves have gathered them, if they have essentially like a nation or maybe king, queen, empire-based era date that could help isolate where they're coming from.
Yeah, where were these minted? Can I?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence. Let's just roll the d20 first and then look that up later.
If we're in the town square while all this is happening, Simon is just going to step away and let Maeve know about Harriet.
Sure.
And then we'll just rejoin the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Maeve takes down all the information and assures you that she or someone else will go to check on Harriet and make sure things are okay there. With
right.
an 11, is that a primary or secondary?
Let me check. I think it's secondary.
Okay. So
yeah, that's secondary.
Sure. So as far as you can tell, these coins are all native to Havensford and Terminus at large. You're pretty confident these were probably minted in Zinazar, the large city to the south. There is nothing inherently there's nothing inherently different that stand out about these coins. They seem to be, as far as you can tell, regular government issued coins. The fact that these creatures have them it is strange, to be certain, but it's not unprecedented. A lot of different races and a lot of different societies use the kind of the gold standard, as it were, as a means of commerce. It's a little strange that they're as small as they are and they're using this, but nothing about this immediately, as far as the use of coins or the coins themselves, seems bizarre, I'd say.
It's the fact that they're all from the same place, a potential indicator itself. Like, in the way of commerce in the town, especially as a business owner, I probably would have seen many different kinds of coins that indicated being brought from different walks of life.
Sure.
Would it be possible that them being all from the south part of the kingdom be a direction to lead into? Like, they're bringing these from people. They're either robbing people who are, like, if they're getting it from where they're robbing people, they're robbing the same people
Right.
or the same place, or they're just going straight to the source, or whatever procurement it is. It's not widespread. It's not a
We're
web.
going to the shadow
Sure.
band.
It's a line.
Or what if they have, like-
give me this will be for a different, give me another intelligence check. This is for a bit of history and
Boop.
okay.
I was there.
Yeah, I mean, like, you are aware that these coins do all seem to be minted from this region. Again, that's not necessarily the most strange thing ever, at least in your experience. There are different coins and currencies, but they all generally equate to about the same thing, and most civilizations typically use a gold, silver, copper standard.
Okay.
The fact, though, that these are all minted the same, and that they're that these are all basically the same from this area, would reasonably conclude that these creatures are local themselves.
Okay.
They are probably not from, like, the continent of Aldor, far to the east. Outside of that, outside of that, nothing really kind of flags in your mind as odd or anything.
Well, I'm confident that these coins are more local than well-traveled, which means these creatures are either staying local or employing this part of their transactionary purpose at the very last leg of their journeys. And I'm going to pocket the coins.
Whoa. That's like 10 copper, man. What are you doing? Babushka.
And
Yes.
I pull out 10 coppers worth of pastries and hand them to you.
Oh, all right. I forgot what we were arguing about.
Eat up, Olus.
Boy needs his strength.
Boy needs his strength, not his brain strength, his muscle strength.
He eats one pastry and then goes to eat the second, and then just waits for a moment. Wait, it's too many carbs, and then he puts it back in his bag. I'll save these for later.
Good for energy. Yes.
Well, if you eat 10 pastries, that just means you have to eat like 30 pieces of meat, right? It's like a ratio thing.
As long as you're in a caloric deficit, you're fine.
If you eat a bunch of celery, it basically undoes the.
Right? I
the
thought
weight.
that's how it works.
You lose weight eating celery.
Like I had honey this morning, but I also had bread. So
So I'm not somebody who does a lot of stuff or like a lot of self-reflection, but there are a few things that I'm really good at. And one of them is like nutrition and fitness and stuff like that. And so like that's not how that works at all.
oh, okay.
It's cool though. I can teach you guys if you want.
I think this might be an ignorance is bliss kind of moment.
That's
Madeline
totally fine.
would love to learn about this when you get back to town.
Simon will come back from like going off to Maeve's and like hoist up his duffel bag and be like, "Is everybody ready?"
Yeah, as we were just
Right
talking
on
about
cue.
caloric deficit, as we should probably go.
How out of the way would it be to like have us go and investigate Olus's house? See if we find anything.
It's like a
Olus's house is
5-minute walk from the
Yeah,
city
it's
square,
that.
if that. Like,
It's like-
it's not out of the way at all. It's still early. It's at this point, I'm going to say around 10 in the morning.
It's like a 2-minute walk down the dirt road at the back of town, past
can
mine and
see it
Wynn's
from
houses.
here.
Would it? Do you all think that would be worthwhile? We've confirmed they're there and that Olus has made some type of connection.
If there's a little shadow friend over there, that's not maybe bad.
I'd love to see them.
Sure.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on over.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so you all, departing from the square, head to Olus's house. I mean, nothing really happens along the way. You arrive there just fine.
Are you sure you don't want to make us like make a few checks to make this 2-minute walk?
Oh, I love being one of those game masters that's like, make a strength check to open
Can I
your
make a
door.
walk check?
Which one are you stepping with first?
Yeah. Are you right?
Are you keeping an eye out for loose bricks?
Are you looking for threats right now?
You know it only takes a 1/4 inch of height difference in order to have a fall.
What is your calcium intake on a regular basis?
Are you keeping track of your macros properly?
Oh
Let's
no, my
calculate your bone density
sarcopenia and
frequent.
osteoporosis.
Exact moment.
Okay, so you arrive at Olus's place.
So here's the place. I don't know who's welcome to my house. These are the horses, and I sleep up there. And he points up to a loft.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure this
these
is
are-
just a barn, my friend.
This is a barn. Yep.
They're great accommodations.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's actually pretty cozy up there. Do you guys want to come up and look?
Is that where you found the shadow people?
No, I was actually leaving, and I saw him. And I point over towards the barrel he was hiding behind.
Anything there?
Everyone who's looking, give me wisdom checks, please.
Hey, yo.
Wisdom.
Hey, I'm
Yo.
so good at that.
Oh, look at all these
God damn.
wise people.
I
How do you,
cannot
like-
roll for dick.
How do you,
Look
like,
at Wynn coming in with. Oh wait. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
at 20.
Nice, very nice.
do you like click on your character sheet to generate that? Is that how you guys are doing? Like,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
okay.
There's a little,
There's a
dice.
D20 beside everything.
Oh, look at that.
Makes it nice and easy.
So is that
CNC
right?
on roll 20. Check it out.
Hey.
Very nice. Yeah. So as you all kind of go about searching, kind of using Olus's barrel as kind of like a start point and spreading out from there. You don't immediately see anything. Spend a few minutes looking around, just kind of checking corners, low places, until eventually, though, Enwin, you swear out of the corner of your eye, up at the like edge of the loft, you saw just like something move back. Like there was something that was hanging over, and then it just moved back.
Can I follow it?
Sure. Heading up to the loft, you see, as you kind of get up and peer around, you see off in the corner, behind kind of like a supporting post, you see, again, this kind of like shadowed silhouette with like a hole for like an eye, as it just seems to be kind of peeking around and looking at you.
I'm gonna plug my one ear, and I'm gonna wave with the other ear. And then when I'm finished waving, I'm gonna plug the other ear.
As you see its little shadowy, non-detailed hand just kind of start to mimic you.
Inman, what are you doing?
Nothing.
That's just normal like wall stuff up there.
Nice. I found one.
Tell
Pretend
him
he's in.
that's probably the guy. Tell him thanks for rent.
He says, thanks for rent. Why am I whispering? I'm talking to you.
A little mouth appears as a smile.
They're really cute.
I thought the same thing.
Are you sure we're seeing the same shadow fairies?
As you see it kind of disappear behind the beam for a moment before, again, the sound of something rolling as it comes around. It's kind of like rolling it like full hands up here as it pushes a little silver coin this time, rolls forward.
Hey, yo!
And then just kind of like comes over to you and falls.
That's a dime.
I'm gonna go to pick it up and then remember what they said about like it's a deal and not pick it up, but
It cocks its head as you like go to pick it up and stop.
what's your name?
It doesn't respond. It just cocks its head the other way.
Enwin. Hmm?
Oh, you gave it your name.
Did we hear that other voice?
Are you all up
I-
in the loft with him?
I'm
I
not
am-
trying to.
It was
I'm not trying to draw attention or anything, but I did roll a 19.
Yeah, Davum, you would have distinctly heard another voice, not in one from up.
Does it sound
Mhm.
anything like the voices I was hearing in the dream world, whatever place?
It does
Ooh.
not.
Interesting,
It
okay.
seems to be softer, different.
Okay.
No, short answer, no.
Goes. Wait, I heard that. There's a guy up there. Ours didn't talk.
He's little.
I'm thinking about it, and if he's like paying rent and stuff, this is like his space, and we're kind of like invading his space right now.
Oh, so this is your house.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna try one more time to be like, Enwin. And then gesture to it and see if it does anything.
And it goes, and what?
Gregor.
Gregor.
Tony.
Pony.
Steve.
Steve.
Cassandra.
Give it a sentence.
Can you help us?
No. As it disappears.
Oh,
Oh shit.
I don't know if it was
Hey.
friendly or not.
I don't like what I'm hearing.
I couldn't hear anything.
Once Davum kind of points it out and you all like
Oh.
really get quiet and listen, you can hear like again it's the faintest whisper.
I talked to my shadows, Harry.
I think
I didn't get in your ears and steal your dreams yet.
Yeah. My dreams are safe. I think. Well, I guess I'll know
Well,
tonight.
you did. Did you pick up the coin?
No.
Then I think you should be good.
Should I pick up the coin?
Oh,
I
should
would
pick
not.
up the coin.
Have
He's
someone
already
who's
taken
already
money.
picked up the coins. Yeah.
Aye. And I go, Davin, you're smart, lad.
Yeah, but he's already paid me. I don't want to like double dip on rent or anything like that. He's already paid me. He's paid up for the month.
Oh.
I mean, that's our lease agreement, I think.
Well, there's a silver up there.
It's gratuity.
He must be happy with the accommodations.
Oh.
You take very good care of your.
You know, I'm just gonna
your
put it
house.
to his rent for the next.
As you, yeah. So is how much is? Wait, yeah. How much? And then
Ten.
wait, divided.
I'm gonna step outside for some air.
After
There's,
work
there's a
hours.
gas leak going on in this stable here right now.
I'm like, that's how it feels, and I'm like, I'm not staying here for some Feywild gas leak.
Yeah, Olus will pick up the silver coin.
Okay, you can add 1 silver to your inventory.
Tight. I guess I lost the 10 copper for some reason. How'd that happen? I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even add it to my inventory.
Just lost
It's
to the
just
game.
gone.
Like, game
Just like real rent.
Yeah. Yeah, your money just disappears.
She's
I
gonna
love-
temporarily freak out at the sensation of something next to her ear, and then is gonna just pull out dead bee. Like, okay, no, Shadow Fairy. Okay.
I can't believe you killed Jestro.
I mean, he died nobly. He died well.
One
Do
thing
you think they go to Valhalla?
Is that a bee?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
With
It's
Lenore
my family
having
keeps bees.
sorry,
Wow.
with Lenore having eidetic memory,
Mhm.
could I do a wisdom check for like, does anything that we've seen or heard discussed today remind me of anything from past readings, studies, anything like that?
Hmm.
Give me just an intelligence check.
Damn.
This is less. This is kind of more of a thing. Okay.
Okay. It's okay.
You have a very sharp memory. You are confident you have never learned anything about this type of creature. You're from your readings and from your learnings, you're confident this is some type of fae.
Sorry.
That's not the most unreasonable or like bizarre thing, especially being this close to old growth forest. It's pretty reasonable that a fae would be in this area. However, you are not certain as to the type or what it is.
Okay. That's fair.
I feel like with Babushka, we now have equal parts absolute moron and somewhat competent adult, and it's really driving it.
The duality
for me.
of this party.
Yep. There are only 2 genders. Lovable moron and jaded.
Babushka.
Yeah.
Babushka will hold it down.
Wisdom.
Okay, so is there anything you all would like to do here at Olus's? You've spent about now, we'll say 20 to 30 minutes here. So
I want to feed one of my celeries to the horses. That's all.
sure, absolutely.
You are the horse equivalent of Fae now. Offering them something out of nowhere that they want.
Humans are the fae of horses.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of makes sense. Okay. Well, if there is nothing else, you all decide that pretty much things have been settled here. And unless you have any other business you would like to tend to or search further in Olus's, you all gather your things and backtrack just a few minutes and then begin your trek northeastwards. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh!
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't
Oh,
believe
fuck.
I've done this.
I need
Oh,
one.
please.
I was gonna ask
What were you gonna
Olus if
do?
I could borrow a horse.
They are not mine to give.
Oh, okay.
That's not a no, though.
You could steal
That's
a horse.
true.
You can steal horses.
If you,
You
can
could
find the owner, you
It
can
would
perhaps have-
drastically cut down the travel time as well.
For the party?
If everyone had a horse, or you could split up. I'm a fan of splitting up. Like that's,
No.
I have to say, as the priest, I cannot steal a horse.
Babushka and I can ride ahead.
But what if you just ride on a stolen horse?
No, I am neutral good.
So I was about to say, what if I steal a horse and then I give it to you, so it's not stolen? Yeah.
Well, I can't look a gift horse in the mouth. Come on.
There it is.
Hey.
There it is.
How many horses are
Incredible.
at the stable?
Yeah.
I am
Horse.
not stealing a horse. Come the fuck on.
I did think this would come up. I don't know.
You know what? I planned for this. It's quite all right. There are 4 horses at the stable.
4 white horses?
4 white horses.
Why
Oh,
do they
white
gotta be
horses?
white? Why can't they be any color?
Because
Because of Princess Bride.
Oh, okay.
I'm not racist. It's a cute story.
That story was racist the whole time.
No!
Oh,
Find
my
one
God.
person. Find one person of color in the story.
You just go back and rewatch it, and there's just swastikas everywhere.
Chris
Oh
is
my
trying to
God.
think of a person of color in the story.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab food.
Yeah, quick 5-minute break for everyone.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And we're back.
Hey!
We definitely
gosh.
weren't talking about testicles. It's fine.
And the torsion thereof.
And the torsion there.
And
And how there's
those
an
words were not
odd.
spoken.
There's an odd number of them in this Zoom call.
Odd number of testicle discussions.
You don't know that for sure.
I'm just hedging my bets on that.
Hmm.
What are the odds that someone has 1 or 3 in the same room I have 1 or 3?
That's a good point. Speaking of good points, you all have gathered outside in the town square and have set off northeastward into the wooded vale.
We sure did.
Sure did. As you begin your journey, it is going to be, from what you have gathered, about a 4-day journey. Hard to say exactly. I'm also not sure if you all know entirely where you're going either. You do have a heading. You know you're going northeast. A few things. We're probably going to need someone to take point, who's going to be navigation. For the most part, you all can take turns, but a marching order would be nice to have. And a means of what you all are doing, how you're navigating through the wooded vale. I leave that to you.
As we're leaving town, I'd like to have a quick word with N1.
Absolutely.
Just coming up next to N1. How did it go?
About as well as it could have.
So you told her.
Yeah. It wasn't great, but of course, you know.
It was a hard decision to make. I'm proud of you.
Well, I didn't get there alone, so thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry that I was terse.
We're gonna have to rely on each other out here. All of us. So. I'm glad you did it.
Me too, I think. I have to be someone that can be relied on.
It's not easy. But it's right.
Yeah. And it'll be fine. We're just going into the woods. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be great. We went and shook hands with the troll. I danced with the shadow fairy. What's the worst that could happen? It's gonna be fine.
It'll be just fine.
And she's gonna hang somewhere in like the back middle
Okay.
and kick rocks into the bushes.
Sure. So we have N1 hanging out in the back middle. The rest of you, generally speaking, you can be wherever you want. There's no restriction. I just am kind of curious marching order for no reason.
Olus is taking the very rear. I think
okay.
with the horse and
Babush.
everything, I can easily saddle up and be where I need to be.
Sure.
Hmm.
Babushka would take the middle because she'd be able to, in a bad situation, be able to set up the shield more readily where it's needed, as opposed to being 6 people deep on one side or the other.
Sure.
I think Davin kind of sees everybody like migrating to different places, and he's just like, "Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'll go first. All right, okay. So this way. All right, yeah."
Well, we don't have to. I'll walk next to you.
He
Davin.
just starts traipsing, like completely disregarding.
Did we establish who's actually kind of navigating or tracking our path?
Currently, I don't think not yet. Currently, to my understanding, Davim and Simon are at the front.
I have
But
no idea
it
where
can
we're going.
change.
I mean, like northeast, but like once we step foot in wooded area, I don't know how to.
I feel like Lenore should be leading us.
I thought there was a thing like moss only grows on like the north side of trees or something like that, right? Is that true?
That's not true. In real
Yes.
life, that's not true.
No, that's not true. Oh,
Zach, with Lenore having eidetic memory, would that actually be like she would know the path they take? Remember how they walked it?
Sure. There's definitely like you probably have I'd say probably maybe 2 days worth of knowledge, at least getting you out of the area before you start hitting unknown terrain.
I'll have Lenore kind of be like periodically recording anything for like points where we turn or markers we pass, things like that, to make sure that we would like be navigating it correctly. And with that would be more towards the front of the group.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. Fair enough. So, with you all setting out, with Lenore more or less taking kind of point on navigation, Lenore, again, with your eidetic memory, no check really needed for navigation. You've lived in this area and been around this region, at least for the first day or so, enough to know where you're heading. At least a general sense. Familiar terrain. So first half of the day kind of starts to tick by. Is there anything you all would like to do in this we'll say the first half of the day?
Just walk for me.
Sure thing. So the first half of the day goes by fairly easy without any major incident. As it hits about noon, the sun kind of reaches its zenith and begins to slowly descend. Second half of the day comes around. Again, for the most part, this is actually fairly easy traveling. It's fairly quiet. Occasional birds, the sound of squirrels and chipmunks scampering about. But overall, it's a relatively quiet and fairly peaceful journey. But as things continue along throughout the night, it does start to get dark. And I believe only about half of you, if that, have a means of seeing in the dark. So as it does start to get a little bit closer to nighttime, it is going to be important that you all set up and find some means of shelter for the nights.
Yeah, I would like to keep an eye out as it's like starting to get dark for some sort of like nice campsite, some
Sure.
sort of maybe like overhang or like just like a nice little clearing or something.
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a wisdom check, Simon.
Yup. Gang.
Beautiful. I love it.
Hey,
Yeah, it only takes you about 10 minutes or so of walking before, in the last little bits of sunlight, you see a fairly large tree with roots that are kind of slightly upturned. It looks like it kind of got almost slightly tilted over in a storm, but the roots have kind of pulled up and kind of created a little kind of bit of an overhang and cover for you in the thick foliage in the forest, as it kind of rests up against a log. And by your own estimation, this would be a pretty protected and secure, about as secure as you can get in the middle of the woods, place to hole up for the first night.
I think this is a good place to stop.
Yeah.
right.
Let's start setting up camp then, I guess.
Okay.
Sure thing. So it takes you, I will say about 30 minutes to an hour to fully kind of set up, put up your tents, your bags, get a fire going, if you so choose to build a fire. The night kind of fully falls upon you as darkness now fully takes. Yes, Olus.
I will say that the moment that like nobody immediately perceives Olus, like the moment that everyone kind of like looks away and isn't like there's no eyes on him, the moment they look back, Olus doesn't have his shirt on.
Like a jump cut in reality.
Yeah. He's like, he goes from like in his brigandine, like fully armored, to like in his, like trousers and and no shirt, as he's like setting up camp.
Incredible. He's just a hot boy.
It just gets so warm, you know.
Sure, but how do you get it off that quick and like unbuckling leather armor and like taking it off?
I don't know what you mean.
It's yeah, right. No, nothing.
No, just to be like more comfortable.
Yeah. Yep.
I think what he's asking is how so fast.
How what? Oh,
Well,
I get what you're saying. I'm actually like, because I'm like, my people are like from like
I'm
the
just
ocean,
wet
so like it's a little
all
colder
no, it's
down
good.
there.
Yeah.
So it's like a little colder down there. So like, I'm able to get used to the cold temperatures more quickly than a lot of other people.
Sure.
Right.
I don't think that was what he's asking.
Babushka is going to go out
Oh,
even
right.
further outside than outside is for some more fresh air. Starting to believe that Olus is a gas leak.
Dig a
No.
hole to get to another realm.
Right. Now I'm gonna actually slam the Pavis shield into the ground so that it stands up as intended.
Sure.
And set up my bedroll between like that and a boulder and just mumble to myself that beauty is truly something that can be wasted.
Fair enough. You
I
do
would
just
love
that.
The
to
dumbest
see
I
the
mumble.
notes now.
Yeah, just mumbling the dumbest sunset poem, like reciting a haiku about just beautiful things in nature and how dumb they are.
Well, anyone want to play dice?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And she'll start playing dice with people.
Sure.
What
So
are we basing?
What do you got?
I don't really have a lot of money. How about we
No,
bet secrets?
Not money. What do you got?
I can tell you more about my experience.
You're on.
Nah, what am I getting in if I win?
I don't really have much. Any question.
Any question.
Any question.
Oh, all right. That's perfect.
Alright, I guess we're rolling.
I just rollies, just straight up rollies.
I guess we just rollies.
Rollies.
All right.
Who gets higher?
Just 1d20.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Ooh, solid. Oh, that's a close. That's a close one.
Damn.
So close.
18 and 17. Beautiful.
Damn it!
He goes, ooh, any question. Do you want something funny or do you care?
No. Whatever you got. I'm an open book for the next 30 or so seconds.
What do you think really made them come into the woods?
Simon just kind of turns.
That is the what are you wearing of the emotional damage conversation pieces of this.
Davin's face
Um,
falls immediately, and he gets very serious, and he folds his arms.
She kind of leans back on her elbows. I have always kind of wondered. Graham and Gordon, they were the first. I had a hunch that maybe they just wanted more. I think that's it. And then Eric went in after them. And
Right.
all the other boys.
Sure.
I think they just wanted an adventure. Maybe. Except for my dad. Stuff about the voices.
Right.
That's new to me. But
All right. Well, that's as much seriousness as I think you owe me. So,
that's about all I got in me. So,
you'll go again.
is that okay?
Sure.
I don't want to take up too much
Oh,
time.
keep going. Hey, this is your time.
We'll do one more.
Okay, one more. No shot.
Oh. Oh.
He goes, all right, scale 1 to 10, how hot is Olus?
Well, I mean,
Is Olus paying attention? Simon will look over at Olus.
Is he ever?
Absolutely not. No, he's like off in a corner of the camp, like talking to a flower.
he's a 3 because he's cold-blooded.
Ooh. Oh.
Aha.
Ooh. It's a good
So I'd
answer.
imagine he's not very hot at all. He's probably all cold on the inside.
Very funny.
And we'll keep on playing into the night.
Sure. Absolutely. So, Babushka, I believe you said you were going to use detect alignment.
Yes, trying to sense out evil in this place before we make it truly a home here or lower our guard.
Sure. So, let's see. You've got, when it comes to creature magic, they're sworn to oppose.
And I'm gonna like step out so that I'm beyond any like the barriers I've set up. I'm not just like putting myself in a position where I'm enclosing myself to this ability, but I'm like maybe climbing up on the boulder and just kind of sending out this 50-foot sonar ping of
Sure.
evil sensing.
Question: how long does this last, or is this a single kind of burst?
I think
in it?
I think it's a single burst. Let me go to the direct material here. There it is. They have a peculiar sense when it comes to creatures or magics. There, if such a creature, oh no, it's a continuous. It looks like if such a creature is within 50-foot radius of the Oathsworn character can sense them. I thought it was like a divine sense. This is just an always.
It's an always on sense.
It
Yeah.
says they do not have to focus to use this ability. It is automatic.
Okay.
Wow, holy shit.
That is
That's awesome.
powerful.
So that's why I've lived this long.
That is very good to know.
Got a good sense for people.
Yeah.
Yep.
You-
Yeah, it's that one friend in the group who, when you introduce that like cool person you met at the thing, they're like, nope, send him on, send
Nope.
him away.
That is good to know. So you kind of have this active sense going. Yeah, that is definitely good to know.
Okay, yeah. In that case, I will orient. Now that I know how that ability works, I'll actually
Sure.
orient myself in a way that's a bit more protective over the group, so
Sure.
that, like, probably on the boulder
Sure.
is where I'll set my so I'm not blocking myself from sensing bad things sneaking up on us.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a paranoid old woman.
Hey, who knows if that may or may not
Good
pay
flavor.
off. Beautiful. I love it. Is there anything else anyone wishes to do? And follow-up question: as night does approach, are you all going to sleep, or are you going to take shifts? I don't know why I said shifts.
Yeah.
Are you taking? I went like full
What are
church
taking
lady
some
right there.
shifts?
I thought you
Take
were saying
shifts.
shivs.
No, that was
Are y'all
like,
taking
a
shifts?
Dana Carvey church lady moment right there. I don't know what that was.
I think we
Are
should
you
take
taking
shifts.
Yeah.
shifts?
Simon would suggest that, just having been like a wayfarer.
Absolutely.
There's 6 of us, so we can do 3 shifts of 2. That works for everybody.
Babushka
sounds
good.
is literally smiling in approval at the wisdom Simon is showing because she has experience in this and appreciates someone just speaking to something that she doesn't need to convince people. That makes her feel self-conscious to be like explain that she's seen things, horrible things. And so to have someone just logically say that it makes her very happy.
Nice.
I'm already used to waking up like really early, so if you guys, I can take like last shift, like the last couple hours.
I had a long night, so I'd like to do that too, if it's okay.
Davin kind of looks at Wen and kind of goes, I feel like our game of rollies is just getting started. So if you
The
want
night is young.
yeah, if you all want to conk out, we can wake up Lenore and Babush and here in a bit. And have a go.
My dearies, you understand. You'll need to be a bit more vigilant than you normally would playing a game.
One eye on the dice, one eye on the forest. Got it.
Play back to back, won't you, dearies?
Back to back.
Aye, aye.
Make an old woman feel safe knowing you aren't gonna get your throat slit in the night. That's how we did it back in the Death Scream Banshees.
I will keep an ear out for any banshees.
The Banshees would be your friends. And she gives you a wink.
Okay,
I'll take
so
first watch.
first watch is Davum and Enwin. If you two would please give me a wisdom check as you all pass the time with a bit of card games and keep each other company.
Hey.
Team No Brain.
Beautiful.
No,
I love it. So the first about 2 to 3 hours or so passes by playing games as you keep the fire going. As far as you can tell, things seem to pass without any issue. Nothing catches your attention. The gentle breeze of the night's wind in the trees is all that greets you. Davum, yes.
Just kind of about an hour in, when he's kind of confident that everyone else is kind of sleeping and there's like the sound of snores and things like that. Davin will very quietly start to talk to you about his experiences on the other side.
Yeah.
And I think the main thing that he would talk about is that one of the first things that happened was he was like, people didn't get that he was a person for a long time, or at least for that first little bit. Like, people didn't realize that he was flesh, corporeal, not from here. People just kind of like assumed if you're here, you're supposed to be. And then when they learned that he wasn't, there was a lot of hubbub, and he asked to go home. And they were like, well, Terminus moves through the worlds, moves through space, so that it's a lot harder to do right now. And so he had to wait. So he waited. That's kind of the start of that.
She listens intently, asks all sort of questions. Yeah.
Beautiful. As your shift comes to an end, you wake up. Babushka and was it Lenore that was doing second round? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Good morning and good night.
did you
Well
all-
done.
So tired.
turn in Babushka and Lenore. If you all would please give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom.
I was on the forest room.
At least Babushka has that like auto detect.
That's true.
Yeah, you'll see in a moment.
True.
You'll be thanking me in a moment. We'll see.
So, as you all spend, the next about hour or so. Oh, look at the camera going out of focus. So much fun. You spend the next hour or so, very little kind of happening, keeping the fire going, as you make perhaps light conversation, or if there's anything you all wish to discuss during this time, by all means. But if not, then we can happily move right along. It's about in the second hour. Babushka, you don't see it, but there is suddenly this cold feeling on the back of your neck as you feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand completely upright, as that sense you have, that ability to read people. Oh, something bad is coming, and it's close.
I will take the death whistle and blow it. And
We'll just go ahead and say that immediately wakes everyone
I was
up.
about to say, it gives people a cardiac arrest, like
Real
an Aztec
quick.
death whistle.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I can do this. Would we rather attempt to be invisible first?
You and I?
A 20-foot diameter, like for our.
Oh, well, holy shit!
That's cool as fuck.
You can do that.
I can bend light so that way
Yo!
the lights
What the
reflected
fuck?
and we wouldn't be able to be seen.
I would. So I would probably go for my whistle, and with great alarm, looking over at you to make sure to see if you have a sense of danger,
Yeah.
and then you can stop me if you want.
Lenore would immediately like see what you're doing and like
It's a
put
fast
hand
and
up.
scary movement. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll cast bend light and have it be a 20-foot diameter around us.
That is so cool.
That is
so cool.
fucking
Okay.
epic.
Awesome.
I guess then I will use my action instead to run and shake awake Simon.
I still think it'd be worthwhile to wake everyone up, just like
Right. I
Not
just can only
super
wake,
loudly.
I imagine, one person up, and at this way, the quiet way.
Okay.
What?
And I just kind of instead of putting my finger to my lips, I put it to his lips. And I just kind of
I'm married
give
to
him-
work. Sorry.
I say, don't flatter yourself. I've only loved one man, and you're not him. But if you want to live tonight, look around, wake the others. And I'm going to settle myself at my shield, and
Okay.
put my fingers to it, and put my to my lips, and put my fingers to the inside of the shield where the our wedding portrait is.
Okay. So, let's pause right there real quick. As Simon, you begin, I believe, to start to wake everyone up.
Yeah.
Lenore.
Or at least, yeah.
Yeah, as pretty much the commotion, everyone's kind of stirring at this point, and is kind of like, there's enough of a commotion now to make things light. So, Lenore, first off, it does not, of course, hide the target from other senses. Okay.
yeah, he would still be able to smell and hear us. That's why I was like,
And we had a fire going.
yeah.
Yes. So, something that I think probably Lenore would notice first, as the rest are kind of sleeping and being tended to by others. You see this long-limbed, woman-like figure, just black as night, long hair running down the length of her body, and the only distinguished feature is this white porcelain-like face with large snake-like eyes. She stands probably, if at full height, close to 7 to 8 feet tall, but she's hunched over, all of her limbs and fingers elongated. As she slowly comes in, this hissing sounds accompanying her, this hissing like that of like a snake getting ready to strike. As the eyes dilate, you see this woman-like figure slowly enter into the dim light of the campfire. As, from her perspective, things just suddenly disappeared. And it was pretty clear she was possibly watching or aware of you all. She is right at the threshold of this dim light now. The rest of you are not technically in combat yet. However, you see this creature, the mask-like face. At first it does almost seem like a mask. However, the nostrils flare, indicating there is some sort of flexibility in the face. Olus, yes, do you have something?
Can Olus just kind of sneakily try to put his brigandine on as all this is happening?
Give me a dexterity check, please.
Okay. Baba Booey.
There's no advantage in this.
There is no advantage.
Yeah, okay.
I can't tell you how much I love there's no advantage in the system.
There's less people asking for it.
As we're this moment is happening, Simon will just kind of put his hand up to his holy symbol, which is his earring, and just whisper a prayer under his breath, and we're going to cast Bless on everyone as the wind slightly stirs and just everyone kind of feels that slight ruffle. It's autumn, so it's chilly out, but for a moment there's a pleasant warmth, like a summer breeze around you all.
Okay. So, a few things happen all kind of simultaneously.
Oops.
Simon, you utter this kind of incantation as the breeze picks up. Everyone that's affected by this, you feel this kind of breeze pick you up, and almost it's makes you momentarily lighter than what you feel. Olus, as you feel this, your hand slips and a part of your armor hits the ground as the creature steps forward, and there's this faint shimmer near its head as its head now passes through the diameter and sees you all and looks over towards Olus at the side as the armor clatters. I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, how much does this creature look to weigh? More or less than 200 pounds.
Oh my god.
I hate questions like that, but I also love
Go.
it.
Oh, wait. I always go first. I apologize for rolling.
Sure.
I have whatever it's called.
Wait, you always go first?
It says, real quick.
Holy
Go for
shit.
initiative. There it is.
That's a
where is
handy
it?
dandy little ability.
It says, let me go. Ah, God. Abilities. It had something that I was I jumped out at me when I was looking at this class that it said when it comes to initiative, you're always have some sort of priority.
Also,
I'll find
Charm, it's a separate button for initiative.
Also, did Roll20 actually just scheme against us? Because why did we all get nat ones?
That's
Three
that's
I'm
now.
sorry, I got an 8.
Congratulations.
Oh, initiative is a D10.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, initiative's a
I didn't
D10.
realize.
Okay.
It's just a flat D10, it looks like.
That's
Yep.
cool.
That you do not get to add your dexterity. It is just a D10.
Oh man, where's this
What's
ability?
your automatic initiative? It's at the bottom of the left-hand column.
There it is.
It
Oathsworn wins
based on
initiative.
it looks like it's based on chosen weapon or something.
Oh, I don't get it until I have a chosen weapon?
It looks like it's a subsection of that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, when it stands on its own. I see. Yeah. Okay, so I don't get it till next level. But it's a subset of, yeah, a list of things that I can pick. Cool.
Ooh.
Does this reset my seekerness abilities to?
We'll say yes for
Okay.
this, for intents and purposes. Yes.
Cool.
Oh. Did I do that wrong?
Oh,
No, you got it.
No, you got it.
Do you want to break up the episode?
That's a good point. We're going to finish up our initiatives here and then tune in next week because we let the time slip up on us. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well.
Wow, he's out.
Wow, I can't believe it got so quick. We've got the time slipping up on
It
us.
did fly by.
So
Got the
did.
time
Yeah.
of the slipping. Hey.
Oh my gosh, what a note to end on. Some brilliant plays by everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. We're gonna wrap up here. We'll get initiatives, and we will start off next session with our second combat ever. Oh, spooky shit going on.
This will be my first.
Oh, I'm first combat.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm so excited.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Hey.